Hey guys, hope you're doing great. So today we are taking the 135 out after a very long time. The car has been parked off. If you follow the channel, you do know that I've had a couple of videos talking about the 135 N54, its issues and all of that. So even this car had some issues not so long ago. Had to change the high fuel pressure pump. That's one of the things that go bad on this car. With that done, I haven't actually put it on the road. So today is actually going to be one of those days. And I'm going to meet up with a friend of mine who's got a 125, I think it's the N52 engine, similar engine to these cars, but without the turbos. So hopefully we can maybe do a comparison video between the two and what I think about the 125 and the 135, because I actually started off with the 125, then had a 135 N54, then sold it, and then we kept my wife's 135, which is this one, which I think soon will also be going on the market. With that said, let's be on our way. I've got my friend here, Tisetso.
Hello.
And he's BMW 125, looking very stunning in white there. And as you can see there, we've got our 135 over there. So just thought I'd just share with you the differences between these two cars. Yeah, so I just thought I'd just share the difference that I know of between these two cars, because I've had experience with both, and mind you, I'm not gonna be sharing anything mechanical or anything like that. This is from my personal experience. And first things first, the engines, if I'm not mistaken, similar engine. Obviously materials used and all of that might be different, but the 135, this is the N54, so it's got the twin turbos, and this car here has got the 3-liter engine also, straight 6, excluding the turbos. So similar engines on this one as the engines that were on the 130. I think it was the 2006-7 model, if I'm not mistaken, but those engines are the same engine as on this car, just that this car was detuned. So with that said, this car here, it's an automatic, and as you can see, it's got the motorsport package. It's got the 18-inch 5-star wheels there, the sunroof, and it's got the xenon lights. And no, he does not drive without the number plate, it just fell off. So guys, first things first, the lights, right? So this is the 2012 model. As you will see here, the lights on this one, we've got this 2 lines going down. So this is it's known as the shadow line, right? Lights here, shadow line. This is the previous model. So these lines, we've got lines just going, is it diagonal? Yeah, whatever, going sideways. This car is a 2009 model, but these cars were produced 2008, 9, 10 and 11, right? That's the N54 engine. And these cars here were this one is a 2012, so these cars were produced in 2010, if I'm not mistaken, late 2010, 2011, 2012 and 2013. So I'm talking about the N55 engine, right? So the N55 is the twin scroll single turbo. That is the double turbo. Yeah, so we've got 2 physical turbos. Nonetheless, I believe, like I've said in my previous videos, that if you are looking for a daily reliable car, go for the N55. Even better, get yourself a 125. Prices right now are pretty decent, but I'm sure that the prices are going to be going up very soon with all of these 1 Series cars and all the older cars, as we have seen with even the E30s. As you know, these are very nice, reliable cars. If you take care of them, they will take care of you. But then I must just state that the 135 here, N54, is a car that really needs you to have, if I may say, deep pockets, because yeah, they are prone to braking, and also not the engine. The engines on these cars is very strong. It's just everything around the engine, which is your water pump, your fuel pump. Right now we just changed the high fuel HPF, high fuel pressure pump, HFP. Anyway, high fuel pressure pump was changed, lower fuel pressure pump was changed, injectors were changed, water pump was changed. But this has been happening over the years. We've had this car since 2015, and in the past 7 years, those are things that have broken. And you can ask anybody who owns a 135 and 54, and I'm telling you, they've probably changed one of those things. With that said, this here, on the other hand, does not have all of those issues that this one has. So I've owned this car for about 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, and not once did I have any issues with it. It's got enough power. I think it's just that if only this was a manual. But anyway, anyway, I know that other people prefer automatic. I like the manuals, but besides that, very nice cars these. Let's jump in and see inside. First off the bat, you will see the seats on both cars are the same. It's just that the one has the manual adjustments, that other one is electronic. We'll see. The steering wheel also on this one is the Motorsport. I like this. It's a beefy steering wheel. It's also got the pedals, shift pedals over here. The automatics have the shift pedals over here. It's an automatic, so you'll also notice the automatics. There's two forms of automatics. There's this one and there's this one. Basically, these cars are very, very similar inside. Obviously, we'll have the difference in the trim here. This one is silver. I know that there was this trim, and then there was the oak trim, which is on the other one. And then the other thing that I struggled with is, if you are somebody who likes sound in your car, then BMW decided to, I'm not sure what size this is, I think it's a 3-inch speaker. So fortunately enough, I actually bought focal speakers, which were made for the BMW still to fit. But these speakers you do not find just anyway. They're specialized. So with that said, these cars, guys, very comfortable, spacious enough, and I think that if you are looking for a daily car, then definitely consider the 125, even the 120D. So yeah, let's go in the other one and see the differences I was talking about. So first off the bat, like I mentioned, seats are very similar. It's just the difference is manual, the other one is electronic. Steering wheel, this is not the Motorsport steering wheel. I'm not sure which steering wheel it is, but yeah, it's not the one that I really like. But anyway, it is on this car. This is a manual. It's got the infotainment screen over there, shows you all the menus of the car and all of that right over there. And then this one's got the wooden trimming, which I think is very old school. I do not like it. Sometimes, you know what, you just can't have it all, but nonetheless, I like the silver on here. My previous 135 had the silver. Hey guys, so now we're just gonna go for a drive in the 125, and just to share the experience in the drive and how the feel and how I feel in both the different cars. Sitting in here feels like home. Basically, I feel like I'm in the same car. So now we are in the BMW 125 N52 B30. This car produces 160 kilowatts, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is 30 kilowatts down on the 130, because as I mentioned, this was detuned, but I'm sure with a bit of tweaking we can get it up there. So like I mentioned also, guys, being in this car feels very similar as in the 135, but I can feel the steering, it's a bit heavier. Not sure, I think that has to do probably with the wheels, because remember, the wheels that I have in the 135, those are not stock wheels, and as always, I always prefer having stock wheels, but hey, sometimes we just go for the look. With that said, this is an automatic. Just put your foot down. not bad at all, guys. Really not bad at all. And it feels good. You can feel that, you know what, there's still a lot of power to still be had as you put your foot down. Right now we are at 60 kilometers an hour and the rev counter is at 2,000 revs. So, and it's moving quite nicely. Feels good. And yeah, I think this is a car if you're looking for a daily and you are looking for a car that is a 3-door, right? Say you've got a small family, I think definitely look into these cars. Prices at the moment, like I mentioned earlier on, are really not that hectic. I think you can grab one in good nick, say at about 150 or even 200 at most. Obviously now looking at the mileage on them and the year, but my take would be look for one that's 2010, 11, 12. You should still grab one at a very good price. So now we're gonna go and hop into the 135 and just share what the difference is between this car and that car, how I feel. Like I said, not much difference, but I can tell that this one is a bit low on the power, but it still feels good. Okay guys, so now we just got into the 135. Forgot to mention, both cars are stock standard, nothing done to both of the cars, so I think it's just a fair comparison in terms of the feel and the actual power that these cars give out. So with that said, like I said, the other one feels very similar in every way. To start the car off and you put your foot down and so what I can tell you now, I can feel, yes, there is more power, but that power delivery is very similar on the 125 in a sense that it's very smooth and the turbos start kicking in. Yes, the car jumps off, but you can feel that this is a very similar car as the 125. Very fun cars to drive when they're happy and healthy, but they do have their own issues. When it's happy, it's running, it's a nice car, and yep. Yeah, so every time I drive this car, I'm always reminded how a lot of guys actually tune their cars, the N54s, to actually even get up to 1,000 horsepower on these cars. So that is truly amazing, and that is why I understand that they say this engine is the current 2JZ. Anyway guys, that was the experience in the 135 and the 125. You can't go wrong with either car, I can tell you now. Looking for a daily, look at the 125, and if you're looking for a weekend warrior, then definitely look into the 135. With that said, guys, if there's anything more that you would like to know about these cars that I might have missed, then please leave it down below, and please do consider subscribing if you found this video very informative. And until then, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.